ask you, so Christie thinks that you're a flip-flopper on the Donald Trump issue. And honestly, I agree with him. And you're basically the new John Kerry on the... If you remember John Kerry from 2004.
Yes, you might be thinking that is all. Don Lemon went off on Nikki Haley.
I guess if you grow up in the South, it's a given that it's about slavery. To me, it was about freedom. What do you do? It's bigger than slavery. That was such a stain on our history. But what do you take from it going forward? Yes, of course, slavery.
Yes, this is not stopping. Recently, fired CNN host Don Lemon sent this out. In 2010, Nikki Haley said the Civil War was about right and freedom. Tradition first change, no mention of slavery. I don't know why these people are bringing this back. Don Lemon went viral a few months ago, calling out Nikki Haley, and a lot of people stood up and defended Nikki Haley after that. I was shocked to realize his return on Twitter is going after Nikki Haley. I don't know if you have seen these videos. I'm going to play so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
See, because if she is unwilling to stand up and say that slavery is what caused the Civil War, because she's afraid of offending constituents in some other part of the country, if she's afraid to say that Donald Trump is unfit because she's afraid of offending people who support Donald Trump, and because maybe she harbors in the back of her mind being vice president or being Secretary of State, and since she won't deny it, we have to believe that she's willing to do it. If she's unwilling to stand up to that, what's going to happen when she's got to stand up to Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in Congress? What's going to happen when she has to stand up to Vladimir Putin and President Xi in China? What's going to happen when she has to stand up against forces in our own party who want to drag this country deeper and deeper into anger and division and exhaustion?
Yes, according to this tweet from Don Lemon, Nikki Haley won grace for using a poor choice of word when, after I misspoke in some comment involving her, she didn't offer me that same grace immediately and very publicly took me to tax and then fundraise of it. However, I'm glad she clarified what she should have said, and in the spirit of the season, let's see if her action match her corrected word moving forward.
The war was about how government was going to run, the freedoms of what the people could and could not do. Nikki Haley, what were the freedoms that people could or could not do? Did she literally just ask him what he thought the Civil War was all about? Thought? There's no ambiguity about what the Civil War was about. This is what I'm talking about. You running for president and don't know the answer to this? You dipshit. What started the Civil War? Let's educate Nikki real quick. Hey, Nikki Haley, this is what started the Civil War. Slavery. The economics of slavery. Why is it so hard for these mothers? Slavery. The freedoms you got right. The freedoms of black people to be free and not enslaved and working for free labor. That's the reason why the Civil War started. And for you, history, let me school you on game real quick. The Civil War broke out because of states' rights to own slaves. because the North was freeing slaves and paying them a living wage. Better yet, a wage. I don't know how much it helped them live, but a wage. Therefore, they paid taxes and all the above. What happened to the South? They still had slaves, free labor. So the South was getting wealthier than the North. North wasn't having that. So they gave the South an ultimatum. You either set these slaves free or you pay them for their work. And the South said North, and they woke up and chose violence. But here's the fun part. They chose violence and they were winning against the North for a minute. The North reached out to whom? Oh, their black population. That's right. And they asked the black population to help win the war. This is the North. And if they did, and we won the war, they would set us free. First, it's supposed to be in Liberia. But we can thank the brother Frederick Douglass for us being freed in America instead. And guess what, South? You got your mother.
Yes, Vivian replied to this. The shocking part is not that Nikki failed to mention slavery. It is that she failed to mention the 10th Amendment. When you try to be everything to everyone, you are nothing to anyone. A perfect puppet for the corrupt establishment. That was a response from Vivian. Another person wrote, how is she still even running? A bid for the presidency, on top of how is Vivid, who is objectively the best candidate, that isn't Trump, getting triggered like he is a war, the media, and reporting on. Disclosed TV sent this out. Nikki Haley now says Democrats are sending plans to a town hall and add, of course, the Civil War was about slavery. You get the point here. Nikki Haley is now calling out Democrats like they are sending plan to her town hall, to ask difficult questions. I don't get the point. This was a very simple question that needed a direct answer, not to start lecturing this person who asked that question. The person needed a short answer. It was caused by this before you start narrating your stories. She knew that, but now she turns everything away like it was not really about slavery. Your government should not take away your right. You should have right. Any person should have. We understand that, but don't go into that. Answer the question the way it has been asked. I believe you've seen that. A voter asked the former UN ambassador during a New Hemisphere town hall on Wednesday, what was the cause of the war, to which she joked, well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I think the cause of civil war was basically how government was going to run the freedom and what people could and could not do, she continued. I think it all comes down to the rule of government, she added. We need to have capitalism, we need to have economic freedom, we need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberty so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way. What do you want me to say about slavery? Haley asks. Next question. Haley responds back backlash from the White House to the Captain T. It was about slavery. President Biden posted on X with a clip of Haley's comment. Even Joe Biden had to reply to this. I was shocked. Republicans are criticizing her just for this. It clearly tells you what Nikki Haley is actually doing. A lot of people are now questioning, why is this woman even standing like she's running?
Tonight, making her case to voters. She's been doing this repeatedly. She was asked tonight, just a few moments ago, by